Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurur Deva Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sadashiva Samarambam Sankacharya Madhyamam Asmaracharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Pranavanandam. O Lord Shiva, we worship you without the name and the form as consciousness. We worship you with that form, that peaceful form in meditation. We worship you, Adi Shankaracharya, coming and re-establishing Hinduism in a strong footing. We worship you as the spiritual masters. And for us at Bharat SEVASHRAM, we worship you as Swami Parameshananda ji, manifestation of that consciousness, incarnation of your very own self, O Lord Shiva. Oh, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Well, namaskar and welcome to Mandir again this morning. We're inside, the rain is falling and it's a cloudy day. Yesterday I went to a nice beautiful temple, Sudama temple. And I have good memories of that temple because one day I was walking the streets in that 115th Street in Richmond Hill, Queens, New York. And I saw this temple and I walked in, gentleman ushered me in and said, "Come in, Swamiji." And I went in there, I saw the photo of Swami Parameshananda ji there, and a couple of minutes after, a young lady came and said, "Swamiji, God must have sent you. Because tomorrow, being Sunday, we want you to do the pravachan, and please." So I made arrangements, changed my plans, because this is a humble appeal by a devotee. And I did the pravachan, and then one gentleman was there, and he says, "Come back again, Swamiji, next Sunday." And I did. And then he says, "Look, I was listening to you and what the work you're doing in your organization all over the world. I want you to reach one of my friend and Babajan." And I did, and then the same day I went and saw him, Babaji. He took me to the UN, and we had, Swamiji was giving a lecture there, and I enjoyed it. But other people came and they give me cards and say, "Swamiji, keep my card." And one lady, she says, "Swamiji, I want you to join our conference, I want you to speak." And I did, like 2 weeks after. And as I was walking out of that place, on 44th Street and First Avenue, Paul Sherbo came and he says, "Swamiji, listen, I want you to come and reach my boss," because I was in Bharat SEVASHRAM in Kolkata. And I was the former secretary of Prabhupada. And lo and behold, anyway, the story went from there. I was able to go and travel all parts of the world. They asked me to go to Japan and from there one thing after. But this kind of a thinking that I'm talking about, Sudama Mandir, I was asked to speak yesterday to Panditji, my good friend, Pandit Yoganand, and he spoke so well, and he's like half Swamiji and half Panditji. I tell him that because he always associates with Swamiji, and he has so much reverence and love for Swamijis. So he spoke, and then he said, Swamiji, I want you to speak. And I was thinking, well, naturally something beautiful came. That I was talking how I did a pilgrimage into a short story. There's so many little things in between, that all by myself, moving from Chennai all the way and going to Badrinath, and then spending some time and coming down when I was looking at the river Alaknanda, going in the valleys, going around the mountains, and so beautiful as the bus came. And then we continued on. And I went to Kedarnath and did pilgrimage and all of that. But coming back, we stopped at Rudraprayag, where Kedarnath river, Mandakini, coming from Kedarnath, and Alaknanda reached up in Rudraprayag, and Mandakini would have lost her form and name. So Alaknanda continued to Devanprayag, and there he would have joined up to Bhagirathi, come from Gomukh. That's where Lord Shiva received Mother Ganga. But the two of them, Alaknanda and Bhagirath, when they reach a Devanprayag, they lose their name and form. And what they become? The Ganges. So this morning, and then I sang this beautiful song. Ganga mein nahi, Jamuna mein nahi, jaha yaar karo Bhagwan wahi. Ganga mein nahi, Jamuna mein nahi, महलों में नहीं, कुटियों में नहीं, जहाँ याद करो भगवान वही, जहाँ याद करो भगवान वही. पाताल गगन में जल में मुस्कात हुआ निकले पल में, मंदिर में नहीं तीर्थों में नहीं, मंदिर में नहीं तीर्थों में नहीं, गीता में नहीं वेदों में नहीं, जहाँ याद करो भगवान वही, जहाँ याद करो भगवान वही. Oh. And yesterday being Tirat or Kartik Snan, in good times, all would have gone to some river. I know in Guyana there's 63 beach, and people will go there and they make offering in the ocean, Atlantic Ocean. In Trinidad, we went to southern Trinidad. One time I was there and we had a good time. So many devotees went. And in India, all places of Ganges, people will go from all the way up Devanprayag and down all the way to Ganga Sagar. And it seems like when we go to pilgrimage, one of the primary element is water. Because water, maybe there's a reason for that. It's cleansing and all of that. We take a bath in it and we think that everything, we have that faith and devotion that all our sins will be washed away. But in Devanprayag, imagine that we have to lose our name and form. And that is the true pilgrimage. That when we go to a pilgrimage, we have to think that we're losing the name or the form. And when we do that, what we are left with consciousness. This is why we do pilgrimage. To move our attention and importance to worldly creations, worldly matters, worldly relations, human relations. And we want to have that relationship with God. God without a name and a form. But we have to start out, because we're evolving. We got to start out with a name and form. Like this morning, I'm watching a Swami Parameshananda, and he gave me a nice experience too. I wanted to relate that in 1991 he took me out, just going to bed and waking up in the morning, and this God that comes out of the Murti, he just cleared me of all my sins from births, including this one. And since then I've been an instrument in his hands. But one time in Delhi, I was giving a lecture talking about how, oh, Pranavanandaji, Swamiji, Guru Maharaj, how you are so the manifestation of consciousness. You are God without form and with form. And then I was asked to do the Aatati with so many Swamijis there and these devotees. And I was doing the Aatati. I was thinking, oh, Swami Parameshananda, towards the last of your human existence form, your body went bad. And then I went to sleep, and he would have, through the dream, he would have said, you speak about me as having no form and no name. Why are you thinking of my bad body? It was my leela, my drama. And then from then on, I realized that he would have wanted me to worship him without name and form. And this is when we go to places of pilgrimage. Devotees, this is so important that when we do pilgrimage. But the greatest pilgrimage is an internal pilgrimage. Like we would have given up our name and form, and giving up our intellect and our ego, and automatically we would become consciousness. This morning, join with me as we surrender ourselves, give up our name and form and intellect and ego to Swami Parameshananda by using the various items to surrender our five senses. But before that, let us do this Achman. And it is important that when we do these prayers, I'll give my best understanding of these two prayers. Om Gange Chayamane Chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmada Sindhu Kaveri Jale Asmin Snanitim Kuru. Now in this prayer, the water that we be using from now on, we have bring into all the rivers of India into this water. So we make this place, this water, a place, a water of pilgrimage now. Om Kurukshetra Gaya Ganga Prabhasa Pushkarani Cha Tirtanyatani Punyani Kale Bhavantuha. Now with this mantra, we're making this place a place of pilgrimage. That all the places of pilgrimage that we want to go to, it's here, and we'll be taking bath in this place. How beautiful our mantras are. And then with this water, we'll be sipping, and I've taken a bath, and I'm sure you did. And what we'll be doing is sipping this water so we cleanse the inside. Om Amrito Pasternamasi Swaha. Amrita Pidhanamasi Swaha. Om Satyam Yasha Srimai Srayatam Swaha. Om Shanno Devi Ravishtaya Apo Bhavanta Pitaye Shanno Ravi Sravantunam. Now we've rinsed our hands with that mantra. Now we'll put the water in the left palm using the right ring finger, and we'll be touching the various parts of the body because we want our body to be internally and externally. Our five senses must be in peak performance as we go on to this pilgrimage of becoming consciousness again, moving our attention from mundane into spiritual. Om Vak Vak mouth, Om Prana Prana nose, Om Chakshu Chakshu eyes, Om Srotram Srotram ears, Om Navi navel, Om Hridayam heart, Om Kantaha throat, Om Siraha head, Om Bahobhyam shoulders, arms, Om Bahobhyam Yashobalam legs, Om Karatala Karaprishti all over our body. So look what we do. We transform ourselves, we transform this place, and now we're ready to surrender. But before that, let us do some bhakti. Let us rev up our bhakti and devotion, faith and devotion. Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho, Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho. Om Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho. Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho. Om Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho. Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho. With this mantra, we have looked at Swami Parameshananda ji in his true form, that he's Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is there, Krishna Bhagwan is there, we have the Buddha here. So now we'll be doing this Aatati, full of bhakti, shraddha and faith, devotion and faith. So we'll chant this mantra. Om. Om Sahasra Shirisha Purusha Sahasraksho Sahasrapat Sabhumin Sarvato Sritva Atyatishta Dashangulam. Om Sarvatah Pani Param Tat Sarvato Akshi Shiro Mukam Sarvatah Sroti Maloke Sarvamavritya Tishtati. Please join me. Om Jyoti Shamapita Jyoti Tamasaha Paramuchyate Jnanam Gyam Jnanagamyam Ridhi Sarvasya Vishtitam. Om Gatir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi Nivashaho Sharanam Suret Prava Pralaya Stanam Nidhanam Bijamabhayam. Om Tvamadi Deva Purusho Purana Tvamasya Visvasya Param Nidhanam Tvamabhayo Swaswata Dharma Gupta Sanatanastvam Purusho Matome. Om Pitasi Lokasya Characharasya Tvamasya Pujasya Garur Garyam Natvatsamo Asti Avyadika Kuto Anyo Lokatrahi Apiya Pratimam Prabhaom. Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Guru Om Shiva Om. Guru Om Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Guru Om Shiva Om. Guru Om Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Om Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Om Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Om Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Om Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Om Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Om. Let us all surrender ourselves. Through this act of Aatati, using each item, we've surrendered our 5 senses, and they have gone to become our brain. So our mind. So we have surrendered the 5 elements. That is our body. So we surrender the body, mind, and through our intelligence, we know that the best pilgrimage is to the feet of the Guruji. Because going to the Guruji's feet is like better than all the pilgrimages. But we have to do one thing: full concentration. Commitment is a commitment. As of today, this is my pilgrimage. Oh Gurudev, that wherever I think of you, you are. That I might go to place of pilgrimage, Ganga, Yamuna, and go read the Bhagavad Gita and the Vedas. But if I don't put my mind and totally committed to it, there's nothing to be gained. So today, let us gain the best of pilgrimage at the feet of Acharya Dev, Swami Parameshananda, and any God that you have. Here is a Buddha. If you believe in Christ, you go and that. These are all manifestations of consciousness. They are all but one the same, but different from religion. Remember that the gods and religions are 2 different things. That if we want to know God, we need to meditate on them. So let us meditate. Om Jnanam Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuru Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Om Mantra Satyam Puja Satyam Satyam Deva Niranjana Gururvakyam Sara Satyam Satyam Eva Paramam Param. Om Akhanda Mandala Karam Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatparam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Om Pitri Matri Surira Bandhu Vidyatirtani Devata Natulyam Guruna Segram Sparshayeta Paramam Param. Om Gurura Brahma Gurura Vishnu Gurura Devo Maheshwara Gurura Deva Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Om Dhyana Moolam Gurur Murti Puja Moolam Guru Param Mantra Moolam Gurur Vakyam Moksha Moolam Guru Kripa. Om Brahmanandam Paramasukaram Kevalam dhyana murtim dantwatitam gagana sadrisham tattvamasya laksham Om ekam nityam bhimalam chalam sarvara sakshi bhutam bhavatitam trigunarahitam sadgurum tam namami om Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva Tvameva bandhuscha sakha tvameva Tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Only through your kripa we can have that moksha. Guru kripa hi kevalam Guru kripa hi kevalam Om Guru kripa hi kevalam Guru kripa hi kevalam Om Guru kripa hi kevalam 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 Guru kripa hi kevalam. Oh, so beautiful to have you here this morning. And devotees, think that you are that conscious observer. You have transcended, you have removed the 4 layers of body, mind, intellect, and ego, and you automatically are that consciousness. And you're looking from the outside, inside your own life, and you'll see the nothingness of it. Because why? You have become conscious, and you have been liberated. Hari Om, Shanti, Shanti, Hari Om. Give you an opportunity to bow to the feet of Guruji. Close up. Take blessings. Surrender yourself. Make an effort. You make human effort, and Guruji will, the God that you pray to, will come to you and give you His grace, meaning He will transform you to consciousness. You will have moksha while you're in this human body. Hari Om, Shanti, Shanti, Hari Om.